What does the future in the energy sector look like after Brexit? In the energy sector, businesses need clarity so that they have investment certainty as to the legal regime and the regulatory regime under which they make their investment decisions. There are several subsectors of the energy sector at which I'm going to be looking now. In the electricity sector, one of the main issues is uncertainty in relation to investment decisions and the regulatory framework as a backdrop against which investment decisions are being made. For example, it is unclear whether certain areas of funding, such as the Connecting Europe facility or the European Investment Fund, will still be available to British businesses. Another area is that of electricity trading. Will there be tariffs on electricity import and export from the European Union into the UK and vice versa? Will market coupling be continuing as it is at the moment? And finally, what will be the role and the regulatory background and regime for electricity interconnectors? The upstream oil and gas sector, from a European Union perspective, enjoys a relatively light touch regime. Therefore, it is likely that the UK upstream oil and gas sector will be less affected by Brexit than other aspects of the energy sector. However, it is possible that a double compliance regime could arise in upstream oil and gas, and therefore costs might be driven up for companies active in this space. Should the UK remain in the internal energy market, it is likely that the status quo in relation to interconnectors may subsist and continue. However, if there is a cleaner break or a more radical approach to our relationship with the internal energy market, larger regulatory changes in relation to interconnectors seem likely. The UK has one of the most mature and developed downstream gas markets and is one of the most liquid trading points for natural gas across the European Union. It's only recently that it has been overtaken for a short moment in time by TTF, the gas hub in the Netherlands. This is a trend, depending on how policy choices are playing out in relation to the downstream gas sector, that could continue. Energy market participants in the UK, but also in continental Europe, will need to be aware of other issues that may arise in the Brexit context, such as, will the state aid regime continue to apply in the same way? How about environmental standards and health and safety standards? All of these issues will need to be part and parcel of the negotiation and policy choices the UK government will make with its European partners. The EU ETS, the European Union Emission Trading Scheme, is one of the largest platforms and markets for carbon rights and carbon credits. And the United Kingdom is one of the biggest users of that scheme. At the same time, the United Kingdom is also one of the most active proponents of reform of the EU ETS. An exit from the EU ETS by the United Kingdom would mean two things. First of all, more compliance issues for companies who will need to continue to comply with the EU ETS where they have places and plants in the European Union, and they need to continue to comply with that, but also there are issues for UK companies that may need to comply with whatever standard the UK government may choose in future in relation to carbon emissions. Secondly, the reforms that would otherwise have been driven by the United Kingdom in the context of the EU ETS may now not come to fruition. What should businesses be doing right now? Businesses should be analysing the situation, look out for political and negotiation points coming out of Westminster and Brussels, then assess the situation in the light of their own business needs. Can I still continue to trade my carbon credits? Can I still invest in this particular project? Do I have the necessary certainty in relation to this? What happens with my electricity and gas supply? Can I still trade with continental Europe, or for continental businesses, can I still trade into the UK and into the GB electricity market as before? Or perhaps conversely, how about there is a new solution? Is there a new way of looking at, for example, the environmental health and safety regime for North Sea oil and gas independently from any European directives? Having made this analysis and assessment, Businesses should then address their concerns to government, make their voice heard, and lobby for their particular point of view and put forward their solutions.